Today we're going to be talking about one of the most versatile sorcerers in all of Jujutsu Kaisen, Choso from the Noritoshi clan, a clan who inherited the blood manipulation technique, one of my personal favorites in the entire series. He's ranked special grade in the series, but let's see just how strong my guy Choso really is. Blood manipulation is as the name says. The user can manipulate their blood in various ways using only the user's blood, from blood composition to red blood cells. He can use the blood whether internally or externally. Internally, blood manipulation allows you to increase your pulse rate and body temperature, essentially giving the user a bit of forced adrenaline, making Choso more effective in close quarters combat and physical altercations just in general. As for externally, he can harden or shape his blood into projectiles that can fire at his opponents from mid-range and sometimes long range, like when Kamo Noritoshi put blood on his arrows in his fight with Megami, turning the arrows into essentially homing missiles. Now, blood manipulation can have only one weakness we've seen so far, and that's when you use your blood externally. If the blood is soaked with water, it will be rendered useless. It won't hold shape or anything. It's effectively useless. Like in Choso's fight with Yuji, when Yuji broke a toilet and water splashes everywhere, Choso couldn't use any of his projectile techniques and had to fight primarily hand to hand. Now let's get into the techniques that Choso has. Internally, flowing red scale increases the user's body temp, pulse, and number of red blood cells to give themselves an energy boost and naturally an increase in physical capabilities. He can even stack this to a higher degree, which gave him an advantage against Yuji's superhuman strength. He has immense cursed energy, and we also have to remember that Choso is a death wound painting. So just like his brothers Eso and Kechizu, their blood has special attributes to them. Choso's blood has poison in it. If touched by this, your stamina will be drained, giving the enemy a feeling of sickness. It works fairly quickly too, as in his fight with Naoya vomited from the effects of the blood and even slowed down Urume's deadly ice. Then there's blood conversion. This allows him to convert his cursed energy into blood. If he has enough cursed energy with this activated, he won't weaken or die due to blood loss, and he can create a wave of blood without any effect or damage. Onto his innate techniques, we have slicing exorcism. He unleashes sharpened blood that flies through the air and slices through the target. He can shape this into any long stream of blood or a rotating chakram, which is like a circular blade that they normally use for like kind of swordsmanship in a way. Not gonna lie, this move is actually pretty sick. Then we got Convergence, which compresses and condenses the blood to a precise degree. It's basically Choso charging up his blood for powerful attacks. Then we got Piercing Blood. Choso launches a beam from his closed hands, shaped like an arrow. It has blinking fast speed, strong piercing power, and he can bend it and ricochet it off if he needs to change the course it's on. We also see someone like Kamo use this technique when he went up against Hanami as well. Then there's Blood Meteorite, similar to Piercing Blood. It's a super condensed and hardened piece of blood shaped like a stone. It doesn't have the speed or power like Piercing Blood, but he can throw it at enemies and aim for their vitals. Then we got Blood Edge, Choso shaping his blood into objects. He normally uses it like a dagger, and his ultimate move, which is detonating several orbs of charged up blood via Convergence and firing them off in every direction. He can also deal more damage by simply putting the orbs into one big sphere and turning it into a huge bomb that explodes, covering the area in his blood. And Choso has honed this technique for hundreds of years. He's mastered it to a degree that after this move, his opponents are completely immobilized thanks to that poison effect that he has with his blood. Choso is a highly intelligent fighter and a master at hand-to-hand combat. He can honestly hold his own against any foe, with the exception of 3 to 4 others that stand at the pinnacle of sorcery. With his 100 years worth of knowledge in battle, Choso is incredibly dangerous as he knows how to cover his own weaknesses and adapt to his opponent. I personally cannot wait to see his fights animated, as he has one of my favorite fights in Jujutsu Kaisen after this moment, because that fight has what I love in it, and that's pure hand-to-hand martial arts combat to where it almost looks like a work of art. So I genuinely cannot wait until that gets animated. Also, blood manipulation is in my top 2 favorite techniques in Jujutsu Kaisen. I just love the versatility in it, and just having blood as a way of fighting has always been interesting to me, especially back in the Avatar days. I always thought that was so cool. So seeing it in Jujutsu Kaisen is always fire whenever we get to see Choso fight. That's everything regarding Choso, fighting techniques, abilities, innate techniques, internal, external, the whole shebang. Now, let me know in the comment section down below, where do you rank Choso and like your top sorcerers, top fighters in Jujutsu Kaisen? Personally, I put him around like 15 to 17 range. I have to look at like all the characters, but I think I'm comfortable putting him around that 15 mark personally. So that's where I put him. Let me know in the comment section down below where you put him. Also subscribe, a whole bunch of JJK content as well as other new gen anime and other stuff coming as well. I'll holler at you on the next one. Peace.